You know that talk, the talk that you feel like you are bonding with your new man, but you are talking about your previous relationships with your new man. Yeah, stop it. Stop it. So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hey girl, my name is Lucy. I always say to stay subscribed. We have a good time on this channel. Now, as you're by the title, today's video is going to be on the Power of Silence series. You know, this is a series that is loved on my channel. Now, I'm going to be giving you an additional 5 things that I think, in my humble opinion, you should keep private in your life. This is probably the 3rd video on this series, the Power of Silence, and I have more coming soon. Let's just jump right into the video. Now, first thing that I think that you should keep quiet about, you should keep private, is your family issues or your family drama. No one's family is perfect. Let me just start by saying that. It's supposed to be common knowledge, but I've seen so many situations and instances that people literally just open their mouth and talk about things that I don't think I want to listen to. I want to hear, especially in the environment that I'm hearing it. There's one thing to know what happens in my life as a person. So Lucy, what happens in Lucy's life? There's another thing to know what happens in my mother's life, my sister's life, my brother's life. I don't think it's your place to put other people's business out there. And this does not exclude your family. Your family, they're also human beings that have their private life. So you opening your mouth to share their business in public to people, it's disrespectful to your family. You can't trust anyone. You don't know the areas that people are looking to attack you from. If you're having problems at home, you should stay at home. And obviously, I do understand that you have friends that you could confide in and, you know, just kind of talk about your concerns and your struggles with. I am not opposed to that, but like I said, it should be one person or maximum 2 people that know that deep about you. Which leads me to the second thing that I think that you should keep private or shut up about, and this is arguments or fight, conflict that you have with somebody. I have seen this a million times over, and honestly, this is my personal fear with friendships, because I have seen so many situations that has happened right in front of me that you fall out with a friend and the next thing your business is everywhere because the person cannot just keep quiet about it. Now, this is the thing. It scares me so much, so I try to, you know, pick my friends wisely and also be careful about details that I put out there, and the same thing I'm going to tell you guys to do. Now, I am of the opinion that if you have a problem with someone, it should remain between you and that person. So if I have a problem with person A, me and person A have a huge fight, or we're having disagreements, or probably maybe we just fell out, you know, we're no longer on good terms, we're no longer friends with each other. I don't see any reason why I need to give the details on why I and person A fell off to person B. That's doing too much at this point. There is one thing to confirm that yes, I and person A are no longer on good terms, or we're no longer friends, but I feel like that's where it ends. I know so many people that I'm no longer friends with, and yeah, we did have like a huge argument, or we had like a disagreement that led to us not speaking anymore, but I don't see any reason why I need to give you core details on why we're no longer speaking. I feel like it's disrespectful. You were once friends with that person. Whatever that happened or transpired between both of you, good or bad, remains with you guys, so dies with both of you basically, or dies with the friendship, if that makes sense. So I don't see why you need to start spreading or talking about what happened, what transpired, who did this, who did what. I feel like it's just not worth your time. You being a mature person, or we're trying to be mature people in this life, there's some certain things that are just not worth speaking about or worth speaking on. If it happened, it happened, and that's it. And there's this thing that I have experienced a couple times in my life where I probably would be having, for instance, a problem with person A, and you know what, person A, person B and I were close. I have a problem with person A, and then person A goes and tells person B about the problem, or brings person B into the problem just so they can resolve the issue for us, or like kind of talk about it, or like a third person, which honestly in some cases it works when it's like I am not hearing you, you're not hearing me, so we're both arguing, or I'm trying to make you see my point, you're trying to make me see my point. We could get a neutral person to kind of like look at the situation and analyze it unbiased and tell me, okay, you know what, this is where you're wrong. And yeah, sometimes it works, but like for the most part, I just feel like it's not necessary. You and I are adults. If we're not able to reconcile our issues or settle our issues, then we shouldn't be friends, because I don't see any reason why you should be friends with someone and not be able to resolve issues when they arise, because issues will always arise. If you and I cannot sit down as adults and talk about things, then we should not be friends. We're not good for each other. Our vibes don't blend or gel. Like, we should just go our separate ways, because once we start bringing people into our issues to help us resolve our own issues, it becomes toxic. That's like adding more people into our problems, which obviously, you know, when more people are into a situation or are in a situation, it gets out there and it's just a mess. So typically, I just feel like if it's done, it's done. Whatever happens, well, you wish the other person well and just be about your business. Third thing that I think that should be private, you should keep quiet about, is your health conditions. Now, while this can also go the other way in terms of like, it's possible to have conversations with people or someone. I don't want to say people, because people is like too much, just too much, with someone about your health conditions, but it should always be someone who adds value to the situation in some way. So let's say a doctor friend of yours or a therapist friend of yours. I'm just being honest. Or it could also be like mild situations. Say for instance, because I am talking about heavy health conditions, but you could have a headache or just, you know, feel a type of way or something, and then just tell your friend, oh my god, I was even sick last week. But those are mild situations. We do that all the time. I even did it like yesterday with my friends, and that's mild. But I'm talking about like serious health conditions or something that you're battling with health wise. I feel like it's unwise for you to talk about it like to anyone. People have different opinions about receiving information, especially sensitive information like this. Some people could take it well in the sense that, oh, they could console you, pray for you, you know, check up on you and stuff, and then not, you know, lick it. There are other people that literally be in shock as per like, oh my god, Lucy has XYZ, you just walking around looking fine like this, not that she's carrying this kind of condition. You know how people can be, you know, and I don't like to condemn, you know, everyone, but then like, this is the reality of life. You with that condition, hearing that on the street, it doesn't make your situation any better. And this is actually the reason why they have the medical confidentiality, I mean, with doctors, where it's like, oh, they're not even able to share your medical conditions or history with your partner. They are not even able to do that. It's illegal to do that. I mean, I have seen a lot of like public figures, celebrities, YouTubers and all that have had conditions, heart conditions, this problem, this, you know, health condition here and there, and they literally post it on their story and stuff, or they kind of like make statements about it. In some cases it's fine, but in most cases I usually like raise my brows, because I'm just like, I feel like it's not our place to know. You want to heal in private. You want to walk through your struggles, your weaknesses, your shortcomings, all of this in private. I don't see why you should give people like these mediums to attack you, because quite frankly, most people just want to see that point that you are most vulnerable, and they milk it and suck it and drain you and literally destroy you. That's why I always say your weaknesses, shortcomings, all that stuff, regrets and all that, keep it to yourself. Grow from it, learn from it, build, heal privately. That way you can confidently come out, and even if you're sharing it later on, it's from a point of, I'm healed and restored from this situation, so I can confidently speak about them now. So no matter what is being said about the situations or about me in the situation, like, it wouldn't affect me because I have completely been elevated from them. Do you get what I mean? Only with that, then I'll be like, okay, cool, then you do you go ahead and, like, you know, share these things at that point in your life. But when you're literally going through it, just be quiet, okay? Be quiet about it, so your healing process and your healing time isn't stretched. The fourth thing that I think that you should keep quiet is, you know, that the talk that you feel like you are bonding with your new man, but you are talking about your previous relationships with your new man. Yeah, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I have experienced, I have seen, I have heard situations like this, and I'm just like, why? Like, excuse me, why? Like, why would you meet someone new that you're trying to create something? You're literally opening like a fresh book. You're starting to build, you want to build with someone, but then you keep going back to your previous situations. And it's not like you're going back to those previous situations by yourself. You're dragging your partner, your new person, into it. So you're on a date trying to discuss with your new person how your previous person treated you, how poorly they did. And by the way, just to point this out, Telling your new man how poorly your old man treated you doesn't make them treat you any better. It teaches them your tolerance because you were with them. If you're able to take all that from them for like 4 years or 3 years or 2 years, then it kind of teaches them how poorly they should treat you and for how long you're able to take it. Do you get what I mean? So it doesn't help you and doesn't help them. I don't think I want to sit in a table across from someone when they just keep yapping about their exes. Listen, I always say, let people show you who they truly are. You don't necessarily have to milk or squeeze anything out of them, because sometimes I feel like having this conversation with this new person, you're thinking in your head that, okay, maybe you're trying to let them know what you want so they know how to not treat you, but it's actually the opposite effect, because you let them be who they are. They would naturally form and they would naturally show you who they truly are if you just let them be. I mean, obviously when you're having conversations with a new person, the question of, oh, what, like, you know, why didn't it work in your previous relationship, always, most of the time it comes up. Yeah, unreconcilable differences, but he was an amazing person. Keep it pushing. I don't think there is anything that, I mean, so in some cases you do have to go in depth and like talk about some certain things, which is fine, but it should be a one-time thing. I don't see any reason why you need to constantly remind that person that you were with someone that didn't treat you fine, or even if the person treated you well. To be honest, even if the person treated you well, I don't just see how talking about your ex all the time with your new person is any good for your new relationship. So it's either you're trying to tell them how poorly somebody treated you or how good they treated you. So either way, it's not even good. Like, let's just leave the conversation where it is. And I'm not saying that it can't come up once or twice. It can 100% come up once or twice, but let's just leave it as it is. Do you get what I mean? Talk about it and let it go. Talk about it and let it go. Now, the last thing in this video that I think you should keep private is your past traumas or your traumas in general. The only person I think is in a position for you to speak about your past traumas or your traumas in general, whatever, is a therapist. If the person isn't a therapist that is helping you get over those traumas, I don't think you should talk to anybody else about it. And that's because your trauma is sensitive to you, and what is sensitive to you might not be sensitive to the next person, even if the person is your sister or your brother. The fact that there is literally the same blood running through your veins doesn't mean that they share the same opinions and views as you do, or they would have the right thing to say to you or the right thing to do in situations like this. What could be harmful to you might just be regular to them. What you could see as painful or what you could see as a big deal or what you take as a big deal might not necessarily be a big deal to the next person. So you could talk about how a cockroach gave you PTSD, and me, I'm looking at you like you must be out of your damn mind. So you telling me is of no use to me, and most importantly of no use to you. It creates more anger and adds to your problem, to be honest, because if you're telling me this thing is traumatizing to you and I'm just like, no, it's not, or even if I'm not even giving you that rude or that, you know, straightforward response of I don't understand what you're telling me, but obviously my expressions are not what you expect, or my feedback isn't what you expect, so you're beginning to think like 2, 3, 4 things, 4, 5, 6, 7 in your head, and you're thinking, okay, maybe I'm overreacting, or maybe this is my fault, or maybe I did this wrong, or maybe I said this wrong, or maybe it's my fault that this happened to me. That's anxiety on top of the trauma that you're going through. You realize that, right? So that actually adds to your problem, that actually help you fix it in any way. And most of all, talking about trauma on social media, because I have seen this before. Talk about how this gave you PTSD, or this situation happened to you, or this is what you had to deal with on social media. To talk about these things with absolute strangers who do not care. And again, I will repeat, we do not care. The social media family do not care at all whether you went through this. And obviously, like, there are people who could like virtually sympathize with you and be like, oh, I'm so sorry about you, but that's just it. Everyone knows your business. Everyone knows what you're dealing with inside your head. Everyone knows the situation that traumatized you. Everyone, they know what areas to like attack you. There are times, actually on social media, you think, oh, people are going to feel pity for you. At that very moment, they will feel pity for you. But let's say you make a simple mistake, and let's say you made a comment about something and people are dragging you online. People will start coming at you with your trauma. they will start talking about how you deserved it, start talking about, oh, this is why this happened to you and stuff. Listen, keep your trauma to yourself. Keep your situations to yourself. Deal with it, heal from it. And if you want to share after you've healed from it, like I said previously, you can, but just not when you're trying to process and go through it at that time. Now that's basically everything that I have for you in this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. You guys know I'd like to have a chat with you guys in the comments. And also, if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me. It's linked in the description box and also up on the screen. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.